I think it gives you self-confidence. I think you have confidence in yourself that you can speak in front of this amount of people and you can get your points across, and even though someone may disagree with your point of view, that doesn't necessarily mean it's wrong, and learning to argue your point in a way that people don't find disrespectful, and just being able to speak the way you want to.
Our CEO, Margaret McCabe, is Australian, and she moved over. She was a commercial barrister for 25 years. She moved over from Australia and was really struck by the lack of social mobility in the UK. She did a lot of research into what it was that was holding young people back from breaking out of the cycles of poverty that existed, and kind of came up with a key skill set that's taught through debating. So skills, communication, teamwork, leadership, critical thinking, and we always say kind of at the heart of it is confidence. Our programme develops confident young people, and I think if you're confident, you can go on and do anything in your life.
When I was younger, like in year 8, I'd be so nervous in front of a crowd. I'd be like shaking with my paper in my hand. But obviously now I'm a lot better at that, and I find confidence. And in my everyday life, when I meet new people, a lot of people say I carry myself with, like, I don't know, they just say I'm very articulate, and it's good. I'm glad they find me articulate, because it's going to help me, when I'm older, talking to people and being able to, like she said, get your points across.
The future. Even though the decisions are made today, the people they will affect the most is the future generation.
The idea really is to bridge a gap and really fix the gap in social mobility in the UK, and try and build these skills for students who might not have otherwise got them, who might not necessarily have a debating culture at their school or something like that. So the idea is we really do target these schools and these students so that they can have the same opportunities once they gather the skills of speaking and whatever else.
Being from East London, obviously, we're from Dagenham, we're East London children, and like seeing people from schools from like North London or West London who may or may not have a more advantage, have more advantages or more opportunities.
You'd never have anything in common with them, but because of the way they live their life and the way we live our lives is obviously different. It's not completely different, but it's quite different. And the way that their schools are, we'd think was completely different. But seeing that they get the same mentors that we get, and then there's a place where we can compete, but fairly, because we've all got the same opportunities. It's really eye-opening.
So the school I went to and the background I'm from is classic for debate mates. So high poverty areas, schools with really high rates of free school meals. And I really do think it helped me get to university and develop myself and improve my social mobility, because the skills we learn at debate mate, a lot of children who are privately educated may take that for granted. So knowing how to think critically, attack arguments with confidence, all of those skills were not taught at state schools, really. It's just really brushed upon quite lightly. Some of the mentors we had that taught us at debate mate, they were only a few years older than myself, so it was really aspirational to see people who had come from a similar background to me go on to actually be mentors in university. So they got in contact with me and they told me that I could actually mentor while I was at university. And then I did so for 3 years during my undergrad, and now I'm doing so while I'm doing my master's at King's.
When I was first in year 8, we had a mentor, and she came in, and obviously, because they are in university, obviously the age gap and the mentality is different, but they're still obviously young people, considered young people, or young adults, whatever. And they came in, and we were able to relate and learn on a more personal level, because with a teacher, obviously there's that barrier between student and teacher, but between mentors, I think there's there's a different sort of relationship there where you can go and talk to them and things and feel not more comfortable, but that's the wrong word. I don't know, it's slightly easier, I would say, because obviously they're closer in age and there's not that restriction between teacher and student.
Important skill. Debaters go on to get incredible, successful GCSE results. They do really well at university, they get the best jobs. And that's all from learning to debate, learning the key skills and getting the key confidence that all of you guys are starting to learn today.
So the purpose of today is they come along to this fantastic venue. They get to meet the DebateMate team, they get to meet their mentors, and they also get to see a debate in action. Because many of them won't have seen a debate, they won't have any idea of what it is, or they'll think of the Houses of Parliament and kind of stuffy, boring debating. So we break down the barriers of debating, we make it fun, exciting. The videos that we have, we play loud music, we do a Mexican wave, we get them completely hyped up, and I think you can see from the atmosphere today how excited they are to make their points on the floor debate. So it's all about telling them what the programme's about, what they're working towards, and for them to see a debate in action.
Personally, us as the proposition don't think that we should give up on democracy because you find it a burden, a boring, or a nuisance.
So what makes you think kids are actually going to get involved in politics?
4 years of debate, mate. You've come second and you have a debate league.
Your vote affects millions, and I think we need to think about that properly before we make such a drastic decision. Thank you, and vote as the opposition.
It's crazy to think that 10 years ago we started off just working with 300 students from London secondary schools, and this year we'll be working with over 6,000 primary and secondary school students from across the UK, from all of the major cities. That expansion's pretty massive, and it could be even more. We have a big waiting list for schools that want to be part of the programme, so it's exciting to see what the next 10 years will bring.